What's up, you guys? What's up? So, I'm here today bringing you a Devil Wears Prada 2 review. Although I think it is important as a disclaimer that I have seen the first one, but it's been many years since I've seen it. And unlike a lot of the girly pops that I know and I've seen online who are obsessed with that first movie, I'm not obsessed with it. It's a movie that I have enjoyed, but it's never been one that I always sit when it was on TV or bought the DVDs and rewatched it to death. I think Meryl Streep obviously gives a wonderful performance. She was nominated for an Oscar and all, but it was just never one of my staples. So I went into this curious because this is 20 years later, and for some reason, they thought it was a good idea to make a sequel. And so I'm going to tell you if it was a good idea. I think it would have been a better idea had they come up with some better story or a better script. You guys, I actually am not sure if this is being really well received or poorly received at the time of recording this review, but for me, this movie was mostly kind of bland. Okay. First of all, I went into this thinking, why would Andy go back to work for Miranda? I thought the ending of the first one was pretty great. Like, she decided to quit. She threw her phone in the fountain. She was like, F this. I don't want anything to do with this world. I'm going to do my own thing. So then the trailers came out for this, and I'm like, wait, what? There is a reason, and I'm gonna keep this as spoiler free as I can. There's a reason why she goes back to work at Runway with Miranda, and I just thought it came a little bit too easy. I needed just a little bit more of a push and pull because again, it was kind of a baller move in the last movie, how she left and why she left. So why would she enter back into that world just so easily? For me, it was just a little bit too easy. It was kind of flimsy. I just wanted a little bit more conflict at that point. And that is going to be a really big theme of my review because I think that the actual conflict of this movie just takes a little bit too long to present itself. That's why I think this movie feels mostly kind of bland, kind of dry. The performances are good. Anne Hathaway's a great actress. So is Meryl Streep, Stanley Tucci, and Emily Blunt. But Emily Blunt, sadly, to me, is not as used as I would have loved her to be because she played a really fun character in the first movie. And so if you're going to make a sequel, I kind of would have wanted to see more of that energy back into this one. She is in it, but she's not in it enough. It kind of feels like a little bit underwritten. And it just kind of feels like maybe the cast and crew had a really great time the first time and they wanted to just come together and do another one together again 20 years later. But other than that, I just don't really see the need and the sphere and the avenue for this. I just don't feel like it gave me enough story to be able to make this a whole movie. There is even a point in the movie where I thought it was going to get interesting, where you have this character who's played by Lucy Liu. She's this elusive person, like nobody has seen her in years and nobody can get an interview with her. And then that becomes like a plot point how Andy is going to be able to track her down and then maybe get an interview. And then I guess I'm going to spoil it a little bit here, that is kind of resolved rather quickly and too quickly, might I add. It just felt like there were these different types of points that seemed more interesting, where we can kind of build the tension and just add a little bit more spice and juice to an actual conflict here. But then it just drops the ball. So therefore my interest was very much lacking in this. I'm telling you guys. I think this movie clocks in at right about 2 hours, but I feel like I really felt the 2 hours. It was just going and going because you're just kind of waiting for some kind of ball to drop so that we can figure out what are we doing with this plot and these characters. But I just feel like I'm kind of twirling my thumb in the theater waiting for something to happen. I also want to add that there is a sort of love interest for Anne Hathaway's character. I say sort of because I swear to you, it was not giving romantic or sexual chemistry at all to me. It was giving brother sister. Honestly, if it was introduced more as oh, she's made a new friend, I would have believed that more than they're trying to make this thing happen with this guy that she's met, and it's really just not giving that. And That was just really, I just deducted points for that, because like if you're going to introduce somebody as like a love interest, you know what's really important? Chemistry. You need that, you need that illusion of like the non-platonic chemistry, and I just never felt it. So for me, you guys, that's going to be a no on the Devil Wears Prada 2. I'd say that if you are a fan of the first one, I can see you enjoying it, but you probably will not love it as much as you love the first one, okay? Because at least you still do have Meryl Streep doing her Miranda Priestley thing. She's still entertaining to watch. But even for her performance, you literally have seen it before. So I don't know. This is the kind of sequel that feels like it's just, it's there to put out. It has it's an IP. It's there to make money from the fans, but it's not really offering me anything fun and new and fresh. So I'm gonna give Devil Wears Prada 2 a 2 out of 5 stars. Thank you guys so much for checking out my review. I really appreciate it. If you want to help me out, give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment, and I'll catch you guys next time.